Your financial life isn't static. It moves through distinct stages, and each one transforms how you think about money, what you can do with it, and ultimately, who you become. Most people don't realize these stages exist, which is why so many get stuck at stage 3 without ever moving forward. Today, we're going to walk through all 6 money stages so you can figure out exactly where you are and what it takes to reach the next level. Let's start with stage 1, survival mode. This is where you're living paycheck to paycheck. Your income covers your basic expenses, rent, food, utilities, but barely. There's no cushion. If an unexpected expense comes up, you're stressed. If you lose your job, you're in trouble within weeks. You're not thinking about investing or building wealth because you're focused entirely on making sure you have enough to eat tomorrow and keep a roof over your head. This stage is characterized by constant anxiety about money and zero financial flexibility. You might be working hard, earning decent income even, but it all goes out the door to cover your obligations. The psychological toll is real. You're always one emergency away from disaster, and that shapes every financial decision you make. Moving to stage 2, debt management. Now you've got some stability with your income, but you're carrying debt. Maybe it's student loans, credit cards, a car payment, or a mortgage. The difference from stage 1 is that you're not in pure survival mode anymore. You have breathing room, but a significant portion of your income is committed to paying back what you owe. You're starting to think about your financial future, but it feels blocked. You might make decent money, yet you feel broke because so much goes to debt service. This stage is frustrating because you're aware of what you want to build, but you can't seem to get there. You're making progress on your debt, but it feels slow. Many people stay in this stage for years, paying down obligations, while their financial life doesn't seem to improve much. Now we arrive at stage 3, building foundations. This is where things shift. Your debt is under control or paid off, and you're earning a decent income. You've got an emergency fund, you're starting to think about saving for the future. You're putting money into retirement accounts. You're beginning to understand concepts like compound interest and tax-deductible contributions. This stage feels good because you're finally moving forward. You're not in crisis mode, you're not drowning in debt. You're building something. But here's the problem. Most people get stuck here. They build their emergency fund, they contribute to their retirement account, and then they stop. They don't push further. They reach a comfortable plateau and camp out. They're still trading time for money. They're still dependent on their job. They're still years away from any kind of financial independence. And because this stage feels safe and stable, they convince themselves they're doing fine. They're not doing fine. They're stuck. The reason most people get stuck at stage 3 is psychological. You've escaped the fear of stage 1 and the frustration of stage 2. You're comfortable. You've got a routine. Your basic financial house is in order. The problem is that comfort is the enemy of progress. Moving to stage 4 requires discipline and a shift in mindset that many people never make. You have to stop being satisfied with just saving and start being intentional about investing. You have to stop thinking of money as something you earn and spend, and start thinking of money as something that works for you. This requires a completely different approach to how you handle your finances. Stage 4 is called active investing. At this point, you're not just putting money in a savings account or a basic retirement fund. You're actively building an investment portfolio. You're learning about stocks, bonds, real estate, or other assets. You're thinking about diversification. You're understanding that you need to take some calculated risks if you want wealth to grow. You're reading about investing. You're possibly working with a financial advisor. You're making intentional decisions about where your money goes. The key difference from stage 3 is that you're no longer passive. You're engaged. You're learning. You're making decisions based on understanding rather than just following a formula. Your money starts working harder for you because you're directing it strategically. This is where wealth creation actually begins. You're not just saving money, you're making your money grow. The returns from your investments start to matter. Compound growth begins to accelerate. But here's what's interesting. Stage 4 takes significant mental energy and education. You have to learn. You have to stay focused. You have to resist the urge to panic when markets move. This is why not everyone gets here. It requires a shift from a security mindset to a growth mindset. You have to believe that you're capable of building wealth and that the effort is worth it. You have to accept some volatility in exchange for long-term growth. Many people in stage 3 can't make this mental leap. the comfort wins. Stage 5 is wealth acceleration. At this point, you've been investing for years, where investments have grown substantially. You have significant assets. You're earning real passive income, money coming in that you didn't directly work for that day or week. Your investment returns are substantial enough that they matter. You might be earning $10, $20, or $50,000 a year from your investments, depending on how much you've accumulated. This is a game changer. Your income is no longer just coming from your job. You've got multiple income streams. You're building options for yourself. You're starting to think about what happens if you don't work. What's your runway? How long can you maintain your lifestyle on your investment income alone? These questions shift from fantasy to reality in stage 5. You've built enough that your financial situation is genuinely changing. You're not wealthy yet in the traditional sense, but you're building wealth at an accelerating pace. What makes stage 5 different from stage 4 is scale and momentum. In stage 4, you're building the foundation. In stage 5, that foundation is solid, and you're building significantly on top of it. The compounding is real. You can see it working. The effort required to maintain stage 5 is different too. You're not frantically reading investing books and making constant changes. You're maintaining your investment strategy and watching it work. You're thinking about optimization and efficiency. You're thinking about taxes and how to structure your wealth in a smart way. Finally, stage 6, financial freedom. This is the end goal for most people, though they might not articulate it that way. In stage 6, your passive income exceeds your expenses. You don't need to work anymore. You could stop your job tomorrow and maintain your lifestyle indefinitely from your investments and other income sources. You're not necessarily wealthy in the billionaire sense, but you've reached financial independence. You've won the game. You no longer trade time for money because you don't need to trade anything anymore. Your money works entirely for you. This changes everything about how you live. You work because you want to, not because you have to. You can take risks. You can make decisions based on what's meaningful to you, rather than what pays the most. You can be generous. You can pursue interests that don't pay well. You've removed the survival instinct from your financial life. You've created genuine freedom. But getting from stage 5 to stage 6 often takes time. You need to have enough wealth accumulated and invested to generate sufficient passive income. Depending on your expenses and your returns, this might take years. It might take decades, but the trajectory is clear. You're getting closer. You can see the finish line. Now, understanding these 6 stages is important, but knowing them isn't enough. You need to figure out where you are right now. Be honest with yourself. Are you in stage 1, anxiously watching your bank account and hoping nothing breaks? Are you in stage 2, paying down debt but feeling trapped? Are you in stage 3, comfortable but plateaued? Are you in stage 4, actively investing and learning? Are you in stage 5, watching your wealth accelerate? Or have you reached stage 6, your financial independence, where work is optional? Most importantly, if you're in stage 3, you need to understand something critical. Comfort is not the same as progress. Stability is not the same as wealth. You can feel secure and stable in stage 3 while simultaneously feeling stuck. That feeling of being stuck is often accurate. It's your instinct telling you that you're capable of more, that there's another level, and that you're not challenging yourself to reach it. That feeling is valuable. Don't dismiss it. Use it. The jump from stage 3 to stage 4 requires specific things. You need to educate yourself about investing. You need to accept that you'll face volatility, and that's okay. You need to commit to a long-term strategy and stick with it. You need to stop thinking of investing as something complicated or risky and start thinking of it as essential to your financial future. You need to understand that not investing is actually the riskier choice because inflation erodes your purchasing power and you're missing out on decades of compound growth. You also need to understand that each stage has different rules. What works in stage 1, being frugal and cutting every expense, doesn't work in stage 4. In stage 4, you need to focus on increasing your income and investing aggressively, not on saving an extra $50 a month on groceries. The strategies change, the mindset changes, the priorities change. This is why so many personal finance books contradict each other. They're often written for people in different stages. A book about extreme frugality is great for stage 1. A book about building an investment portfolio is perfect for stage 4. But reading a stage 4 book while you're in stage 2 will confuse you because your immediate reality is different. You have to understand what stage you're in and what the focus should be at that stage. Here's what's also true. You can move through these stages faster than you think. Some people spend decades in stages 1 and 2 because their income is low. But if you increase your income, you can accelerate dramatically. Someone earning $30,000 a year will take a long time to build wealth. Someone earning $100,000 a year can move from stage 3 to stage 4 to stage 5 much faster. Income is leverage. This is why so many financial experts focus on earning more as much as they focus on spending less. Cutting expenses helps you survive and build foundations, but earning more is what accelerates your progress through the later stages. But here's the thing. You can't skip stages. You can't go from stage 1 to stage 4. You have to walk through the intermediate stages. You have to build the foundation first. You have to manage your debt. You have to create stability. Then and only then can you build wealth. This is why patience matters. This is why understanding the journey matters. You're not failing if you're in stage 2 or 3. You're exactly where you need to be. But you do need to keep moving. You can't camp out indefinitely. You can't let comfort convince you that stage 3 is your final destination. Your financial life will change as you move through these stages, and not just in terms of money. Your stress levels will change. Your relationships will change. Your sense of possibility will change. In stage 1, you're worried about survival. In stage 3, you're worried about security. In stage 5, you're thinking about optimization and meaning. By stage 6, you're thinking about legacy and impact. These aren't just financial changes, they're life changes. So as you're thinking about your own financial journey, ask yourself, which stage am I in? And more importantly, what's my next move? What do I need to do to reach the next stage? For some of you, it's increasing your income. For others, it's paying off debt or building an emergency fund. For those in stage 3, it's making the leap into active investing. For those in stage 4, it's staying disciplined and letting compound growth work. Whatever your situation, there's a clear path forward. You just have to recognize which stage you're in and then commit to the work required to reach the next one. That's how your financial life changes. That's how you stop being stuck.